Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the atrocity that is Twilight.
You are my life now.
So just a few days ago, using the power of the interwebs, I sat down on my computer and had a movie night with some friends. And because we're all idiots, someone decided it would be a fun idea to watch the entirety of the Twilight franchise together, and so this is how that went. Twilight is a movie I went into hating, and came out hating. When I was growing up, Twilight was everywhere, and it seemed like every girl at school was constantly fangirling over Jacob or Edward. It was incredibly annoying, and it certainly put me off ever watching these movies. But I'm a big boy now, and as a self-entitled film fanatic, not having seen one of the biggest and most well-known franchises of all time seemed like a massive gap in my knowledge. I think it's pretty well known that this is genuinely a pretty awful movie in every regard. For some unknown reason, there's this weird bluish green tint over the entire movie that basically sucks all the colour out of the film. I guess they thought it was like cool and edgy, but it sucks. Like many films of this nature, we're introduced to a whole slew of side characters. Most of them are friends of Bella Swan, our protagonist, played by a young Kristen Stewart. And just like our lead, they're mostly forgettable cardboard cutouts. The only one who's of any real interest is Jessica, who's portrayed by Anna Kendrick, and she's only interesting because it's Anna Kendrick. The writing here is abysmal, with some of the cringiest and creepiest dialogue you have ever heard. Seriously, the exchanges between Edward Cullen and Bella feel straight out of a serial killer documentary, not a teen romance. Robert Pattinson's Edward spends the entire movie staring at Bella, stalking her through the streets, saying he wants to kill her, and literally watching her as she sleeps without her knowledge. It is creepy, and it is not a relationship that young teens should have been looking up to. Anytime we see the vampires use their super speed or super strength, it looks terrible, and the cinematography does not help things. Every shot here looks like dog shit, and like maybe if there was some colour in the movie, it might look a little better, but that's not the case here. Now, for some inexplicable reason, basically every person in the town of Forks, and yes, this series is set in a place called Forks, is attracted to Bella. Not only is there Edward and Jacob fighting over her, but there's also this guy at the high school who asks her out, and there's like two other people who flirt with her at some point, and then there's this weird scene where a group of guys, I guess, try to rape her. It's a bad scene. Every scene is a bad scene. This movie sucks. Oh my god, I can't believe I nearly forgot. So there's this scene, right, where Edward and Bella are about to have sex, and Edward literally leaps across the room away from her and says he can't because he's worried he'll lose control and hurt her, and she's like, "You can hurt me, daddy." Twilight is awful. This film sucks. I knew that 50 Shades of Grey started out as a fan fiction for Twilight, but how is this movie more sexual than those books? Oh god. Twilight is an atrocious movie. Drinking really doesn't make it any better. Poor performances due to a terrible script, boring cinematography, a dull soundtrack punctuated by the occasional licensed song, a nothing story with some phoned-in drama at the end, and a truly damaging message for its young viewers. But despite all of that, I'm actually hyped to see the sequel.
When the phone booth